Hello everyone, I thought I would show you how to set up your VS Code for some web programming. Usually I like to just have a folder that I'm working in, so I will usually go to File, Open Folder, and navigate to the folder where I have something. Here I just have a junk folder in my documents, and I'm going to work in that. And some of the extensions that well, let's look at the icons first. So we've already looked at, this is the file explorer, and we can see where we're at with things. The next one down is a search place to look for things. This is our version control that we've been using a little bit. The next one is a triangle with the debugger, and we're not going to really use that this semester. And then we have the extensions manager where we can search for extensions, and at the bottom we have the little cog icon, and we can get to the command palette and some settings. So one thing I thought I might show you guys as you continue to get more familiar with VS Code, if you go to the command palette, you can type in keyboard shortcuts reference and click on it, and it will actually open in mine it opened up this window with a bunch of VS Code keyboard shortcuts. So that might be a handy thing to know as you continue to work with VS Code. Another keyboard shortcut in VS Code, if you want to make the text bigger, you can hit Control and the plus sign, and that will increase the text size. Control and the minus sign will decrease it again. A useful setting to turn on is turning on the word wrap. So I'm going to go down here to the control cog and go to settings, and see if I can. Okay, so some common settings to turn on. We're looking for one called word wrap. And you'll see here that I think it might be off. If you turn that on, it will keep any code lines from getting long and going off the end of your page. It kind of wraps them over so you can still see them. That's kind of handy as we do more web programming. And let's look at some extensions which are good to install. So if you click over here on the extensions manager, and the first one we're going to search for is called Live Server, and you'll see that's the first one there, and I have it installed. You'll want to click and install this one. I'll show you what that does in a little bit. Another one that's kind of useful is called Prettier Code Formatter. So if you search for Prettier and install this, this will help keep your code looking a little organized when you save it. Kind of just make sure it has the right indexing and stuff like that, indenting. And there's another one. So there's one that used to be an extension called Bracket Pair Colorizer, and you'll see that it's deprecated, but it does have, it says this is now built into VS Code, and you can look at this setting. So if you click on the settings, it should take you, and you'll see this editor bracket pair colorization enabled, and that's what I want it as. So you can double check that setting to make sure that it has that turned on, because it really makes it easier to see the bracket pairs. So now that we have tried that, we can go to our Explorer window, and we're in the folder that I opened before, and I'm going to make a test HTML file. So I'm just going to hover over this first little icon. You'll see that one's a new file. You can make new folders, but we're going to make a new file, and I'm just going to name it something, test2.html, and when you add that extension on in VS Code, it's going to know that this is an HTML document. And when you're making web pages, and I'll just show you this shortcut, VS Code has something called emit in it, and it completes some code options when you're doing web programming. So to make a basic web page, there's a couple things you can put in. You can either do an exclamation point, and you'll see it says emit abbreviation. If you hit enter after that, now you'll see it adds some elements of a web page, and you're going to watch a video that kind of explains what some of this is, but I thought I'd just show you that shortcut. Down here in the body, I'm going to put in just some text, and I'm going to save that. So there's some basic HTML. If you want to see what this looks like, if you right-click on your file, you can go to this option for Open with Live Server. And what this will do is it opens it up in a web browser, and it shows you your web page that you just made. And even nicer, if you make changes, well, you guys haven't seen. I'm just going to add some text and save it again, and you'll see it actually updates there in the web browser. So this makes it really easy to see what you're doing in real time. What it actually does is open a little server, and you'll see this address is opened up to the address of this server. So that is all I'm going to show you for getting set up to set up your VS Code for doing some web programming and making a basic web page. Have a good day.